Chris Proudfoot definitely has some questionable behavior, and the inconsistencies in his statement raise some red flags. The statement about hitting Sebastian with a belt sticks out to me. The fact that Chris and Katie left their home, the last place Sebastian was seen at, and went camping is a huge red flag too. Chris has been talking to people online, and the more he talked, the more inconsistencies we saw. Katie on the other hand didn't go out searching for her son, and has let Chris do most of the talking during interviews. Something that stood out to me is her self-soothing behavior in her first interview. Reminded me of Chris Watts and Jackie West. She was swaying back and forth while Chris did the talking. Anyway, new audio has now emerged from the channel called Narc Divers, who have been out searching for Sebastian. The strange thing is that Chris obviously heard that they were out searching and initiated contact with them. Narc Divers said that Chris voluntarily inserted himself into their search efforts, but they have to maintain professional boundaries moving forward. Now here is the big question. Why did Chris initiate contact? Is it because he wants to derail their search? Does he want to control the narrative? During this audio I'm about to play for you, Chris says that he is going to give a bit more information. Apparently he drove around with law enforcement, and he was the only one to do so. He then offers information about the scent dogs, and which path they took. Why is he volunteering this information? I don't really buy that he drove around with law enforcement. Why would he be the one to drive around with them when he wasn't even home when Sebastian vanished?
Well, here's you a better one. There was the dispatcher. The call got released from the dispatchers to the deputies and the responding units. In that release of information, you can clearly hear the dispatcher and the cops all say, the dog's got to send this over here at this pond.
Okay.
And I mean, for people to say, no, it didn't. Now you're bullshit because
Yeah, and that's what.
deputies said that shit in the dispatch.
Track back up, going into the construction site over here, back towards the beach.
That's the one behind you. It's awful muddy. Do you see any footprints, anything? You shouldn't have any shoes on.
Hey, this is all dry, hard packed. I do have some footprints over here.
Right there where you're standing?
Yeah, leading right over here to the retaining pond.
No shoes, just footprints?
My shoes, but Max went straight into the pond. Max led me straight to the retaining pond. Over behind Willow Boulevard, he dove right into the water.
Yeah, do you see any prints around it?
There was a few footprints in some of the softer dirt, headed straight this way on the track that he was running.
1247, what kind of shoe does he wear? Size 10.
Yeah, and then, like I said, the path that they tracked. So, our subdivision, if you're in that subdivision,
Yeah,
directly, the next subdivision over to the left is our subdivision.
Okay.
It's called Victoria Place.
Okay.
The scent that they got, as soon as you turn in our subdivision, you're on Keller. Driving all the way up to the very top of the hill at a four-way, you'll see that to the right, they're cutting in the new road that will link
All this together.
Okay.
Okay.
At the detention pond.
And do you know how much they actually drained?
They drained the whole thing.
It's okay.
So initially, when they went over to look at it, it was only knee deep. From the picture that you showed me, there's a lot of new runoff. I'm 5'9", and it was knee deep.
Okay.
So and they even drained it and still walked it.
Okay. So they actually walked it. I didn't know that.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And that is actually information that was told to me by law enforcement.
Yeah. So they actually.
Because I went on me and law enforcement, they could put me in a vehicle.
Right.
Drove me around and showed me a bunch of stuff. I'm the only one that they got it with.
Okay.
So I can actually give you a little bit more information than what everybody's out there running their mouth.
Yeah.
No, I'm not going. So to work backwards from the pond, okay, if you were to walk from the pond, go straight up into the construction site, you'll see where they're cutting the road and it turns left. If you walk that all the way back, runs you to our subdivision.
Okay.
If you go down Kelly, all the way down to Stafford, and walk down towards Stafford toward our house, from our house, if you're looking at my house, I'm going to tell you where the dog scent went. They started on the front porch.
Okay.
Goes all the front porch, the dogs cut to the right. They go all the way down the side of the house along the fence.
So they went to the back side, or that
Right.
to the north.
If you're looking at my house,
Okay.
it's going to be the right-hand side. The dog goes all the way down the fence. The dog comes all the way back up into the yard, and then it cuts diagonally to the house next door to us through their backyard. And that is the direction which the dogs take off. Now after that, that's where they get over to the main road, go up Kellen, and head over to the other subdivision.
Okay.
There was a Belgian Malinois, a blue heeler, 2 bloodhounds, and a blue tick. In the 8 days of the variance in searching, in the 8 days, on day 1, the 5 dogs did that. Out of the 8 days, three different dogs from 3 different groups went to that same area in that same set. On day 1, 2 of those dogs did the same path. And I'm pretty sure that was the bloodhound and the blue tick.
It was probably a better dog.
Yeah, those 2 were probably the better ones.